Hello. I am here with an update on my herniated disc surgery. I had a microdiscectomy a week ago, and my original plan was to update you the night of, and then a couple days after, and then this is a week later. But things didn't go as planned at all, so I will tell you about my experience. And I don't want to scare anyone away who's considering having surgery for their herniated disc. I feel like there's improvement, but I certainly would not have wanted to go through what I went through. So let's see, last Wednesday, I went into the hospital. I had a noon surgery appointment time, so I was there by 10, had fasted. And of course, you know, they don't take you back when they're supposed to. So my surgery didn't start until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the surgeon, I saw a neurosurgeon who had told my husband, expect 1 to 2 hours before I would be out of surgery. Well, at the 2.5 hour mark, my husband starts getting nervous. He's watching, you know, the little numbers on the screen saying that I'm still in surgery, And 3 hours go by and still he hasn't heard anything. And he's watching other doctors come into the waiting room saying, you know, oh, so-and-so's doing fine. You can see them in 20 minutes. And then at 3.5 hours, my surgeon finally comes out and says to my husband, why don't we go into the conference room? So Dan, of course, goes into immediate tunnel vision, panicking, of course. And the doctor tells him that my disc was adhered to my sac. There's a sac that covers your nerves, so they're not just floating around. They're encased in a sac, and that sac has fluid on the inside of it, cerebral spinal fluid. And because it was adhered to that, and they didn't know it, they tore the sac, which then caused a leak to occur. And if you're not familiar with the body system at all, you know, this fluid is in your spine. It also goes around your brain, and it's in a constant pressure, so it's equalized. Well, if you get a leak, the pressure is no longer equalized. And that causes migraines, it causes nausea, and you know you have it when you can't even stand up. The only way you feel better is laying flat on your back. So the surgeon tells them we weren't able to get all the disc. We caused a tear, so we had to patch it, and she's gonna have to stay in the hospital for a couple days. So, you know, I wake up from anesthesia, and of course the doctors want to explain things to you for some odd reason. And I remember him saying the disc was worse than what the MRI showed. And I said, oh, I was dreaming about a lake of Wawa coffee. And I heard like a nurse or somebody say, oh, Wawa. So then I get back to the room and I see my husband. Apparently I start crying, probably just, you know, just the stress from the surgery. And I ask him, when can I go home? And the look on his face, I feel so bad for him. He had to break it to me that I wasn't going home that night or for the next several nights. So they put me in the spinal floor, and I had a nice room. It was just me, and you know, the bed. There was a full bathroom in there, which I couldn't get up. So because there was the leak, I had to be flat on my back 100% of the time. So no sitting up, no walking around for the first 48 hours. And for some stupid reason, they took the catheter out after the surgery was done, and then they came in and they wanted me to try and urinate in the pan that they stick under you. I'm lying flat, and so I couldn't do it. Tried and tried. So they put a catheter in and then took it out. Then they wanted me to try another time. I couldn't do it, so they put the catheter in and then took it out. And then the third time, they like put a not permanent, but a longer lasting catheter in. I don't know why they just didn't do that in the first place. So 3 times I had to deal with the catheter coming in and out. And the nausea after the anesthesia. I don't know if it was just anesthesia or if it was the combination of the anesthesia and the leak of the fluid, but I was vomiting like crazy for the first day and a half. And it was so stupid. They would say like, okay, we need you to take this pill, and I would take a sip of water and then I would throw up. And it was my anti-nausea pill that I just threw up. So then they would give it to me again and I would throw throw them again. And I'm hooked up to an IV, so I had no idea why weren't they giving me anything through the IV. It was, here, try and take this pain pill and throw that up. Thankfully, finally got that under control. So throwing up, catheter put in, having to lay on my back for 100% of the time. And 48 hours later, they did start slowly raising my bed by 10 degrees every hour. So 10 degrees, and then they would let me sit for an hour, and then again and again until I was at 40 degrees. Sat there for an hour, and then I could stand up and I could walk around without any nausea or headaches. So they knew that the patch on the leak had taken hold, I guess. So that was fun. I'm surprised at how very little the actual incision hurt. I was convinced that I would be in utter agony after having back surgery. I mean, they're moving muscles, they're moving nerves out of the way, and I know it's only an inch-long scar, but wow, I'm surprised. I am really surprised. So if you are nervous about the surgery because you think you're going to be in agony, I would say don't worry about that. You do feel tight, so they give you muscle relaxers because your whole back is just so tense, and that gives you relief. But yeah, there's no like excruciating pain that I'm dealing with. Has the herniated disc repair helped? My leg is still numb. It still feels like it's asleep. I'm only supposed to sit for no longer than 20 minutes, so I'm a little like, it's uncomfortable to sit. It doesn't hurt, it just feels weird, and you know, it makes me uncomfortable, so I'm kind of propping myself up here. But like I said, they weren't able to get all of the disc out, and I honestly still have no idea what that means. I don't have a follow-up until a couple more weeks, and I'm gonna need more answers. This is the other thing. I'm sorry I'm a little jumpy in this video. So I went with a neurosurgeon because they have a lot of medical training. I met the neurosurgeon once, and then from then on, it was his physician assistant. Now, I work with physician assistants. I love the work that they do, but I went to a neurosurgeon to deal with a neurosurgeon, you know. He did come in the morning after my surgery to give me what happened, and his rundown of what happened was different than what the physician assistant told me happened. So I'm still like unsure. She came in the next morning, oh, how are you feeling? We weren't able to get all the disc. Your nerve is still gonna be pinched. Yada, 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 I don't know. And then he came in at like 3 o'clock the next day and said, you know, I removed enough bone that there should be decompression. You shouldn't have a pinched nerve anymore. We had to leave some of the disc attached to the nerve because of how it was adhered to it. We have no idea why. So I'm guessing he cleared out most of the disc and there's like some floppy disc hanging on my nerve. I don't know. So when I go in for my follow-up, it better be with him first off, because my pre-op appointment was with the physician assistant, and then she called to check on me, not him. I need to be seeing him, not the physician assistant, especially with this going on. And he's asking me questions like, oh, do you have problems with your joints? Are you unusually flexible? I'm like, no, I am the opposite of flexible, okay? I am not flexible at all. And he's checking my fingers, pushing them back. So I don't know, maybe there's more to it. Like, why would my disc be adhered? It's not like this injury happened in the end of April and it's September. So it's not like I've been suffering with a herniated disc for years that had time to build scar tissue up. So we'll find out, right? So I finally got to go home on Saturday, and I have been just alternating between laying flat and taking walks and not sitting. Like, this is actually the first time I've sat just to do this video, and I don't like that I'm sitting. It just feels weird, so I'm gonna stop soon. But yeah, again, there's no pain at the incision site, so getting up and walking around has been great. I mean, you have to do the log roll into and out of bed or on the couch. And because I still have some irritation in the nerve, that does bother me a little bit with the roll. But yeah, I can get up, I can walk around. I do get tired, you know, you do something, you get tired, you need a nap already. But so I have to lay flat for 2 weeks and with the walks, and then see the doctor in 4 weeks, and hopefully he can clear me to go back to work. I have been out of work since July. I'm a per diem contract employee, which means I haven't been getting paid, no money coming in. Thankfully, we had an emergency fund saved up. So if you don't have an emergency fund for at least 3 months, you better start doing that. So that has helped us keep afloat, and the Lord has provided for us. Our church members have been bringing meals, and my husband has been an amazing nurse. What a long video for me just to say that. Would I do it again? Yes, I would do the surgery again, because the cortisone injection didn't help me. I didn't like the side effects from the cortisone injections. I guess I tried physical therapy, and I actually almost fainted twice because I was in so much pain. And I guess now, knowing that the disc was stuck to the nerves makes sense why physical therapy wasn't helping. And this being stuck to the nerve isn't something that happens a lot. So of course, ask your surgeon about it. I don't think you can tell from the MRI that is stuck. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Sorry, what a rambly video. I'm cooped up. I've been in the house now, or, you know, for over a week. I'm getting visitors, but I can't do my hair. I don't usually do makeup, but I would like to try and look nice. All I'm doing is laying around and eating. So of course I'm putting weight on. I wanted to try and do keto, but there's no doing that when people are bringing meals. You eat what they bring you, and it's usually pasta. So, oh my goodness. Is there anything else that I wanted to tell you? No, I don't think so. You know, it's not horrible. It's not hard. Even with the experience I had of having to stay in the hospital for those couple days with the catheter and the nausea, I mean, I thought I'd be doing a lot worse than this. So yeah, I would recommend it.